Thanks, clap, Henry. Woohoo!
I feel as though I'm being thrust into the deep end.
Yeah, that's the point.
You
No,
are.
like, where do I look? Do I look at
So
you?
this camera
That's
is
your
the close-up
close-up.
over here.
Right, okay, so I
It
just...
is the wide.
Medium.
You can, yeah. Okay,
Alright, we
welcome
need
to
to
the Headbands game, guys. So there is a election coming up May 14th. Thank you. Sorry, listening.
So close.
So there's an election coming up May 16th, and we thought it'd be fun to just go over some of the positions that are on the ballot, who we are voting for. So there's no names of actual people involved, it's just the positions, and the list in front of you is a list of all the possible options of what could be on your forehead. So you guys get to take turns asking each other deductive questions. No questions are off the table except for what's on my forehead. That one's out of the...
Darn.
Henry, you want to go first?
Sure. Let me look at the options here. Okay. Do I refer to myself in the first person, or like does my position?
I think do I work.
Oh yes. Okay. Do I work with books at all?
I'd say so, yeah.
Good to know.
Could I commonly be found in a courtroom?
No. Do I work with others who are a part of the same legislative body? As in part of a group? Or am I a single person?
Yes, you are part of a group. Am I related to infrastructure?
I don't believe so. No. Depends. Hold on. I want to make sure I can accurately. What do you mean by infrastructure?
Right, such as the highway district commissioner, you know, setting up the roads and all that, or water and sewer.
By that definition, no. You are not a member of the infrastructure. Do you know of a location where who I am would be presiding in a specific location?
Yes.
How does guessing work?
You just on your turn. You just say, "Am I?"
Oh,
and
okay.
guess.
Well, it's no longer my turn, so let's ask the questions.
Right. Well. Am I part of a group or a individual role?
You are part of the group. Am I a community library network trustee?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Can you tell me what a community library network trustee does?
I am assuming that a community library network trustee is somebody who has at least a moderate vested interest in what goes on in the library and the community as a whole as a trustee, just from the name. But network, I don't know, seems like something that has to do with the network of other libraries in the area, maybe greater than just one library or even one county that is a representative for multiple different areas. That's my best guess.
That's a pretty good guess. So a board trustee, boards are usually in charge of hiring the administrator, the chief administrator of a body. That's one of their big roles. They also kind of watch over how funds are spent and are in charge of getting the money and deciding kind of what the big ticket items are, and just kind of overseeing the administrators, make sure that they're not stepping out of bounds. And that's why they're elected officials, because they ultimately answer to the people.
Oh.
And that's a way to keep the library accountable as it's a public service. So the network part, from what I understand, that has to do with all of the different city libraries are in a network together. So it's the entire Kootenai County city libraries.
Gotcha.
I was confused about that because I think Coeur d'Alene Library is not a part of the network library. I don't know.
Really?
I was pretty sure it was.
Is it?
Pretty sure.
So I might have to do more research on that one, but
All right. Well, do you have another question to kind of like?
Well, I'm thinking, am I a hospital board trustee?
You are a hospital board trustee.
good.
Slick.
Do you know what a hospital board trustee does?
It's a trustee on the hospital board.
Hey yo! Give him a medal. He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
I'm not quite sure the exact. I mean, probably similar trustee roles as, working in the library, but for a hospital.
Well, yeah. Do they hire hospital administrators?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at that.
I don't know the title of is a director maybe.
A director or like I don't know, since a hospital is kind of like a community library and that it's a public service, I guess.
Well, not all hospitals are, but this
Private.
our hospital is, and
Right.
that's probably. I assume it has. You need an elected official because they receive funds from the county, and that has to be overseen.
I see.
Do you have any ideas on what the importance? Why should you care about voting about the hospital board trustees?
We don't want the entire hospital to be run based off of one person. You want a variety of representatives to make sure that they're representing the people to run the hospital in a way that benefits the community.
Do you have values, either of you, on what you would want in a hospital board trustee?
Well, I'd hope that as far as for either a hospital board trustee or a library trustee, I'd hope that they're a good judge of character. Like, that's the main thing. Like, regardless of their political ideology, if they're a good judge of character and they know who would best suit the role, because at the end of the day, like, it isn't specifically, at least from what I can tell, a political thing. Like, as an administrator, you want to be able to make sure that you're serving the community and doing what's right by them. And I think that a person on either side of the political aisle can do that. So my hope would be that a trustee would be a good enough judge of character to hire the right person for the job.
Dang, my question just flew out my head.
Nobody breathe.
What?
Nobody breathe.
Nobody breathes.
Just wait until it comes back. I don't know, man. I want to be the commissioner of revenue, yo.
Oh, yeah,
I want to
that
get
sounds
some.
like a great role.
Seriously,
yeah.
you could not trust me as a member of the district for water and sewer, because I'd be leading manhunts for those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, bro. I'd be down there with the boots on the ground with my boys, and we'd find them. We'd
I
find them.
remember what my question was.
Something lives in Brooklyn or something.
There could be Pacific Northwest Ninja Turtles.
Right.
There could be a chapter up here.
The
We don't
Idaho
know.
branch.
So since this isn't really something that's political, when you're evaluating candidates that are on the ballot, they usually have like a little blurb or something about who they are, what they've done, what their experience is, and that sort of thing. What do you think the most important factors are? You said good judge of character, but that's not going to really show up on the blurb.
No. That is interesting. Yeah, it'd be hard. I feel like, especially with this kind of election, it'd be a lot harder than with normal kinds of elections to know where the majority of the person that's running, like what their values are, or, just kind of who they are as a person. It seems like it's a lot easier because a lot of other campaign people go to like bigger events. I don't know if I'm wrong about that, but seems like it'd be harder to get a read on somebody from here than it would be some other places. What do you think would be a good requirement or something that you want to see?
I think a sense of business seems important. Because a hospital needs to be run just like any other business. So having someone that knows how to run such a system well would be a good aspect to have.
Absolutely. I think another quality that could be often overlooked, at least for me personally, when I'm looking at a candidate, is actually age. I think that sometimes if you have older politicians who have a lot more life experience and have a greater understanding of how the world works, or at least, depending on what their values are and what kind of system they operate under. But I think that somebody with life experience, or you could do research on them and say, oh, they ran a successful business for 20 years, rather than, opposed to they were an employee for 20 years. Like there's a difference there, at least in my mind, of, like you were saying, a smart business head or things around there. So yeah, I think that both of those things are pretty important, as well as, I don't know what you think about, like, experience in a specific field, like whatever specific field they're trying to get into. Like if it was someone who didn't know anything about the highway district.
Right. I mean, highway district commissioner, I don't even know what you would want for that. I mean, somebody that uses roads a lot.
I mean, that would be nice. I mean, if they've never used a road before, that would be a little bit problematic.
Well, even our legislators, they didn't know anything about being a legislator until they got down there. They had to be trained. So sometimes it just takes someone who's willing to learn how to do a good job.
Are there people that train these roles as well once you get into them?
I would assume so.
I would hope so.
Yeah. They must have a manual or something.
How to be the best commissioner of revenue ever.
Okay, so 2 of those positions are not actually on the ballot. Do
Right.
either of you know which positions
Commissioner
are
of Revenue.
not on the ballot? Good job, yes.
That's a good one. I don't know. Could it possibly be trial court judge?
Good guess! Wow.
Hey, we on it today, yo. I was like, which ones are the shortest, and which ones are not? Like, because I mean, water and sewer district board member. That's oddly specific. I couldn't really weed out that one. Also, aren't all trials in court?
Well, but there's different kinds of court. There's divorce court or it's
Oh.
trial court.
Oh, okay.
Judge.
Well, I mean, as long as we get the trial and we can kind of, determine if we like them or not, and then send them back, that'd be nice. Like a 30-day free trial court judge. That'd be nice. Sorry, I'm on it with the bad jokes today.
Did you guys want to take a stab at any of the other positions on the list? What do you think they do?
I have a feeling that water and sewer district board members have quite a bit of say over. I'd imagine that they have a bit of sway over, like, building and construction and infrastructure as it pertains specifically to water and sewer, but also, like, maybe some regulations or requirements. Like, I'm just thinking, if you had the wrong person in there who had some ideas about, not having a certain amount of people within a certain mile radius, or wanting to pack everybody in closer, then some of the decisions that they make to approve or disapprove certain aspects of whatever comes across their desk as a board member, I'm sure that would have quite the impact on the community, no matter what it is. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like they'd have quite the sway over community impact as a whole. I don't know. What do you think?
No, it definitely does seem like a very important role. Water is such an important thing for humans.
Yeah, and I do appreciate having a sewage system.
Oh,
that's near and dear to my heart, for sure.
Hold for laughter.
What's your take on a highway district commissioner? Like what do you think that they get up to?
Modifications to our roads,
Hey.
added lanes,
That's a good point.
changing some intersections into roundabouts, because that's always fun.
That's a great time.
As areas grow, more people get in there, it's very easy for roads to get congested. You're going to want good roads that properly fit the people in the area.
It's a good point. And you also don't want to have people that would decide on unnecessary projects that, like, clog up the road and restrict access for people to be able to move through. So it's kind of a balance there. I'm sure that there's a lot of decisions that, like, we're just like, oh yeah, the government takes care of that, and it's, like, oddly specific to certain people here. Like, I didn't know any of these positions existed, and apparently some of them don't.
They
But-
exist. They're just not
Oh,
on
okay.
the ballot.
I didn't realize any of these positions weren't on the ballot, although they exist. But yeah, it's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie, to kind of learn a little bit more about the nuts and bolts and gears inside of the big old governmental machine.
Yeah, there's a lot going on you just don't even think about.
It's like we always watch the ants on the outside, but there's, like, so much more going on in the anthill that we never really see. Also, this is all government overreach. So, revolution now.
I don't know. I like somebody else
The
handling my
opinions
water
expressed
too.
in front of the camera. are
Taxation
not
is theft, you
the
guys.
opinions of this.
Don't keep this in the video, though.
Well, thanks for playing our game today, guys.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
I slowly get up and walk away.
Yeah, we can cut.
There's a wasp. We're all gonna
That's
die.
not a wasp.
Just a
Not a box.
northern pine beetle.
Oh, is that what they're
Get it, Daniel.
Must be getting warm enough now.
I
Guys,
think it likes the lights.
spring is here.
The beetles are hatching.
She put the other one in the fire.
Grab his leg. Wait, you did?
Heck yeah, I did.
Do it again. Let's go. This is way more exciting than anything we're filming.
Burning
Too many.
Do you want me to do that again? Because my eyeliner is like...